All right, here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Ismael Valdez, welcome back to Toolbox for the Trades.
Has it been 2 years already? No, it hasn't. It's been a year, right?
Uh, it's
2 years.
been
No, it's been two
it's
years.
been about
Yes,
two and a
two
half
years.
years, Ishmael.
No
Two and
more.
a half.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I should have done this a couple more times and I should have given more back to you, to the
Oh
trade. So
no, dude, you give back to the trades all the time. I'm so excited to talk to you for this episode. This is a new concept that I'm working with for our listeners, and it was inspired by another listener. It's about the day I almost quit. So you are, whether you want to admit it or not, a figurehead in the industry of complete
appreciate
success, running your like the best, most successful business you can, next gen. By the way, you guys just ran a billboard in my neighborhood in Highland Park in Los Angeles, and that's actually I was like, oh, I gotta have Ishmael for the first episode of Day I Almost
it.
Quit.
Yes. Thank you.
You are something else, my friend. So I really appreciate you
Appreciate it.
coming on and humanizing yourself, so our listeners can, hear a little bit about you and where you've struggled, and hopefully they too can get some inspiration. So let's kick this off, shall we?
Let's do it. You have
Okay.
like
So
the
last
chillest vibe, Jackie, honestly. You have like the chillest vibe. Like I love talking to you because you make me feel special. I don't ever feel special, by the way. I'm always like, go, 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 go. And like
Aw.
those little comments that you say, like, hey, it makes me feel like I'm doing something good. So thank you.
Oh, well, you're welcome. I truly mean it. No, I'm not blowing smoke. I sincerely mean
Appreciate it.
everything I say. Okay.
Appreciate it,
So
Jackie.
you're welcome. So the last time we spoke, you grew from 0 to 30 million in 4 years, and you had a goal of hitting $100 million in revenue. This was about 2.5 years ago. What has changed since then?
We're gonna hit it. We're at close to 88 right now. We got 2 more months left. That's easy. Yeah, we're gonna hit 100. I think our budget and our pace and our goal tracker is saying 104. Unless we have like a really really good winter for November and December, which it's getting kind of chilly out there, we'll pass the 105 mark. But yeah, we're gonna hit it. I told you, man. I don't. If I set my sights to it, I put my head down and I just go for
Oh my God. That's incredible. Congratulations. How
it.
do you feel?
Honestly, like now, when we talked about it the first time, like I was such in the trenches that I didn't really feel anything. And now that like I took a step back, I built my management team. I have an executive level, a director's level now, and like I get to do cool things like this, Jackie, to talk to you about like our journey. Like I'm actually enjoying the hell out of like just sitting back and like looking at all these people and like thinking like, man, these people really like working here. Like to me, that's like the most unreal feeling still up to this day. When I watch these people work, like when my teammates work, I'm like, dude, I can't believe they actually love working here the way I love working here. You know what I'm saying? So it feels good. To answer your question, it feels amazing. It feels dope to be able to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. I listened to our episode to prep for this one because I was like, what did we talk about last time? And you made a point of saying, I want to make sure I create a place where people really want to work. So the fact that we're revisiting 2 years later and you're feeling that more than ever, you're able to recognize, holy crap, I'm about to fill this incredible goal I set for myself, and I'm having fun along the way. That's amazing, man. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, Jackie.
Now, with all of that goodness put out there in the interview, we've established that Ishmael is doing very well in his business. He's very happy in life. I want to hear about the day you almost quit.
The day I almost quit, dude. The day I almost quit, Tom Howard fucking saved my life. Anybody that knows Tom Howard, dude. Tom Howard obviously works at ServiceTitan. He's got 152 companies. He has technology companies, plumbing business. He's got everything. So the day I almost quit was right before Tom Howard showed up to my shop, man. Like I will never ever forget that day. And I probably, I should probably start with the backstory of that. I wasn't using ServiceTitan properly and I was kind of gaming the system on how to use ServiceTitan. I thought it was a dispatching software from day one, so we never used the accounting, the invoicing, the paperless, like all the features that it has. We were never using it properly, and then ServiceTitan found out. They called me up and they said, "Hey, we need you to use it properly. We need you to track your technicians, all that." And they were trying to charge me this ridiculous price for it, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. There's no fucking way. Da, da, da. It's just a dispatching software. And Ara called me up, and this is honest to God. Ara called me up and said, "Hey Ishmael, I really need you to use it properly. I need to start charging for it properly." And I'm like, "Look, man, if you can show me why this software is worth every penny that it's worth, no problem. I'll pay whatever price you guys want me to. Whatever the price was for the users at the time, I'm like, I don't care about that. But right now, I think that it's a freaking dispatching software. All we're doing is dispatching technicians from it. That's all we're doing." And he's like, "Look, man, I'm going to send this guy named Tom Howard. He's a contractor like yourself. He's been using ServiceTitan for a while, and I believe he can help you a lot." And holy crap, Jackie, I will never ever have like the enough words to think like what Tom did. Tom literally came in the business right when I was about to like call it quits, which goes perfect with the theme of our podcast. I will never, ever, ever have enough words to thank him, because that day, I still remember, it was like November-ish of 2019. It was pre-COVID, like, you know, and he came in there and he was just supposed to show me how to use ServiceTitan properly. But knowing how Tom is, and I don't know if you guys know him, but like Tom is like probably Tom is the Elon Musk of fucking heating, air conditioning, plumbing, of the trades, right? I'll live on the cross saying that. So he comes in and he just analyzes the business, and I'm literally a month away from drying up in cash flow. I wasn't running
Mm.
the business properly. I wasn't priced properly. I wasn't running ServiceTitan properly. I was just selling, installing, and collecting, which 99% of contractors, that's all we're good at. Like, we're not educated. We're not, we're not financial advisors. We're not tech savvy. Like, all we know how to do is sell this box, install this box, and collect the money for that box. We don't know we don't know that we're supposed to be priced properly and all that, right? So Tom comes in there. I'm about 30, maybe 45 days away from calling my vendors and saying, "Hey guys, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing and I need help," right? Tom
Mm-hmm.
gets in there and just starts analyzing the business, and sits down with me and says, "Hey man, I know I'm here to show you ServiceTitan, but you have any other questions that I could help you with?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like, dude, I feel like I'm not like the money in the bank is not matching to what like we're supposed to be doing." And he's like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Dude, like, I have a little bit of money in the bank, but we're doing 31 million dollars in revenue. Shouldn't I have like a shit ton of money in the bank?" And he's like, "Well, show me your P&Ls." And I'm like, "Wait, what is that?" That's how dumb I was. No, I'm still dumb, but that's how dumb I was. And dude, that day he like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I have some paper, like some financials, but I don't know if they're accurate or whatever. We've been trying to do what we can with what we got, kind of thing, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Holy shit, Ishmael, you are running a $30 million business, employing, I think at the time, like 200 people. You are running a $200 million, a $30 million business with a couple hundred people, and you don't know your numbers." And I'm like, "No, man, nobody's ever fucking taking the time to say, hey, this is what a business looks like." Remind you, I was 29, 30, 31 at the time. So I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like, I hadn't been in the business for that long. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just selling and installing, like I said. So yeah, dude, I still remember that day. He went in there and he's like, "Look, man, I'm. This is out of ServiceTitan's pocket. This is like nothing to do with them. Like, I can genuinely see in your eyes that you're stressed out over this, and let's see what we could do, right?" And he just fucking
Yeah.
dove in for, I think it
Oh,
was like 30 days, maybe 3 weeks, almost a month. He was there, and I still remember to this day. Like, I had a little shop in the west side of Anaheim, and yeah, dude, Jackie, we were in there every fucking day working on the business. He was like, "Dude, you got way too many CSRs. You got way too much overhead. You're spending your marketing. Your marketing, you're not tracking it properly. You can track all this on ServiceTitan." And I'm like, "Nobody's ever fucking told us this, okay?" So long story short, he starts tracking the marketing properly. He starts, going from invoices that we were writing to consumers, picking up checks and doing paper invoices, to doing everything on the tablet. He's like, "Dude, you need to order tablets, you need to order phones, you need to order all this so we can automate all this." And then after we did all that, he started educating me on financials, and that's when we like that's when it went from holy fuck, like I'm about to call everybody and tell them like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm stressed out. I was drinking at the time, and this is a little insight I shouldn't even say, but dude, I grew next gen the first 3 years. I was fucking drunk most of the time. I was an alcoholic.
Mm.
I was, like a lot of people in the trades, and I just didn't know what I was doing. I was an alcoholic. I was so careless about everything because I thought that everything was just gonna work itself out. And finally that year, I was about to call it quits, and they said Ara made that call, and they sent Tom, and we turned it around in 30-45 days. We fucking like went from not making profit, Jackie, to like, holy shit, this is a badass business, right?
Yeah. Oh my
That's
goodness.
the, that's the day I almost called it quits.
Well, I'm so happy you said that. I don't know if you remember this, but after Tom went to your shop and did that whole 30, 45-day thing, he actually brought you to the ServiceTitan offices and you spoke at our all hands. And you were
Yes,
like, I was using the software wrong. Tom totally
yes,
showed me what it is. And now I see so
yes,
much value in this. And afterwards, we met for the first time because I was like,
yes,
hi, I'm Jackie. I've seen you on Facebook quite a bit. We should get to know each other. So that's so nice. I
I
just remembered that.
I still remember that, honestly. I remember that Ara came out and he was wearing some Jordan shoes that I have given him. And no, some LeBron James shoes that I have given him. So I remember that day, man. That was probably that was a really dope day too.
That was. And thank you for being so open. This is what I want to use these types of episodes to talk about, right? I love that you said nobody told me what to do because I feel like there's so many of us. And by the way, you and I are very close in age. And the fact that you run an almost $100 million business just makes me want to faint whenever
I got
whenever you tell
lucky.
that. But
I
like
got
we're the same
lucky.
generation, right? And like I totally get that like what the hell am I supposed to do? Nobody told me I was supposed to do
No,
this.
man,
And then
no.
I'm just so happy that Tom was able to come in and pick you up and help you through that. But like tell me a little bit about before that moment when Tom came in, like what were you feeling? Like were you sharing with anyone in your family, your friends,
No,
your coworkers,
no.
or you just all bottling that inside?
That was so look, our generation, right? Our generation was like, especially Hispanic, young male Hispanic. My dad always taught me to man the fuck up, and whatever you did, you're gonna pay for everything, right? And I was always taught that way to always keep everything inside, and the least people know, the less the drama, the less the noise, the less the problems, right? So I kept
Yeah.
everything inside for 3 years. I ran that company we went from 0 to 30 something mil for 3.5 years. I ran that company, and nobody ever knew if I had enough money for payroll. Nobody ever knew if I was gonna make, if I was hitting my goals, or nobody knew anything about the company. It was just me by myself. It was, if I had a shitty month, and I didn't know if I was losing money, if I wasn't losing money. But if I had a bad month, nobody knew everything. When I stepped in that door, if I stepped out of my office, right? Because I was always in my office trying to like fix things, trying to figure out what was wrong with the business all by myself with no guidance. As soon as I stepped out of the office, I was, I could have been crying in there. I could have been like fucking stressing out, calling the bank for more money, whatever the case was going on inside of that office. As soon as I walked out that door, it was a fucking smile for everybody. And it was like, hey man, no, in my mind, I couldn't justify me having a bad mood or me treating people a different way, because my dad taught me from a young age that I have to respect people, and I gotta make sure that you know when things aren't going right in life, it's my fault, right? And if I want to fix
Yeah.
it, it's going to be me, right? So that's the way I was raised. So as soon as I walked out of the door, if I would walked into the CSR room or the production room or wherever I walked in, it was, hey, good morning, hey guys, how's everything going? Hey, go kick ass today. Hey, you got 3 leads. Like, it was that guy. So to everybody outside the world, on Facebook, everywhere, oh, Ishmael's killing it. Ishmael's doing fine. Ishmael's amazing, right? And that's the way I was raised since I was young.
Yeah, I totally relate to that. And I know a lot of people relate to that too, especially in the Hispanic community, as you said. I can just imagine how much that must have sucked. Just so
Yep.
isolating, not being able to share that stress with anyone.
Dude, it's one of the toughest things I've had to go through, between being an alcoholic and having a bad business and trying to figure everything out yourself. Like that was probably one of the most stressful points in my life, and that's why I made it a point now. Now I push sobriety. Now I'm on Facebook helping people. Now I'm flying to Vegas, flying to Texas, to Arizona, to all these conventions on my own dime, which I don't need to. Like I sold the company 4 or 5 months ago, and I don't need to do anything anymore, right? And I still make it a priority to, if somebody invites me to a convention or anything, I get in there because there's somebody out there right now, I'm telling you, that is bottling up everything because they're too prideful of coming up and saying, hey man, I really don't know what I'm doing. Can anybody help me here? And if I could grab one of those people and answer one of their questions, it just makes it makes the journey a little bit better for me.
I love that. So you're sober now.
I've been sober for 4 years now. Yes.
Congratulations. That
Thank
is
you.
an incredible achievement. Oh my gosh. Congratulations. Seriously, I know how hard that is. Man, I wish I could give you a hug right now, but we're virtual. I'm giving you a virtual hug.
4 years of being sober and 2 years of 3 years of not smoking cigarettes, which was tougher than being sober. Like the cigarettes is the devil, man. I love cigarettes up to this point, but I still haven't. 3 years I've been, I haven't smoked one cigarette. So that's more proud of than the sobriety one.
Congratulations. Oh my gosh. All right. Thank you for being so open and honest. So going back to the fact that you're going to conferences on your own dime, trying to get in the face of contractors who are growing so you can help them out the way Tom helped you out. What would you say to any contractors right now who are thinking of giving up on their business?
Dude, I'm telling you, like, if I could, I've been in your shoes. Number one, I've been like, this isn't a fucking a business expert trying to come in here and fix your shit, because like I just don't believe in that. Like, if I can give you guys one message, like, open up to people. Like, there's a ton of good people in the trades. Like, there's a ton of Tom Howards out there that are willing to drop everything that they're doing. There's a ton of Auras out there. There's a ton of Ishmaels, Tommies, Travises. There's a ton of us out there that are pushing sobriety, that are pushing God, that are pushing innovation, that are pushing help for nothing in return. Like, that's the dopest part of, like, what, if I could say one thing that I'm really proud of that I've done in the trades, is I have a good, like, an amazing group of people, which includes Tommy, Aaron Gaynor, Chad Peterman, Tom Howard, Travis, like all these big names in the industry. We are all friends, and our number one job, our number one fucking goal, everybody, I have this on a group message. Our number one goal is to go out there and help the people, because, dude, Jackie, there is millions, okay? Millions of contractors that are out there that are in my situation that I was in 2019, and they don't want to ask for help because they're embarrassed, because they don't know where to ask for help. I feel like it's like an addiction, like an alcohol addiction, right? You don't know how bad it is until you're like, holy shit, I have a DUI. Holy shit, I'm in jail. Holy shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, guys, if I could say one thing, open up to people, go online on Service Avengers and ask a question, or go to one of these conferences and stop me or stop one of these guys and say, hey man, this is my business. I've been doing it for 15 years, 10 years, and I need help. And I promise you, God as my witness, somebody will help you. Somebody in the trades will help you. That's how dope the trades are.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think the point that you're making as well, Service Avengers, your Facebook group, which is so positive, so great. I love seeing the stuff that goes on in there. But I think it's really important to say that I find that when people on this podcast talk about how when they asked for help and they got it and it really transformed them and their business, no one is going to come and judge your business. No one's going to come and judge. Like, I imagine any contractor who comes to help, who comes and asks you for help, Ishmael, you're probably like, oh man, I've been here before. Let me help you.
I drop everything that I'm doing. There was 4 different companies today touring the facility. We give them paid plans. We give them HR things. We give them bonus plans. We give them everything that we have here for free. We just don't, like, people come in here, talk to our managers, to our executives, to our directors, to anybody. We tour them around the whole facility, and I tell them, look, ask them any question you want. They're going to answer it. Like, trust me, from myself to anybody around me, we will do anything to help you guys. And we don't want nothing in return. We just want you. There's one thing that I ask everybody, Jackie. If I'm going to help you fix your business with whether it's a 30-minute conversation, which I just had right now with this guy named Jason. I had a 30-minute conversation. He has a $2 million business, and I'm trying to, help him up and turn it around. I ask one thing of everybody. If I'm going to help you, take my time out of my day to do it, you better go and help somebody else too. That's the only one thing I ask for everybody. I tell Travis, I tell Tom, I tell everybody, guys, if we're going to help people, you guys got to make the message of, if I'm going to help you, you better go and help somebody else too, because there's a ton of people out there that need help, and we all need to, like in the trades, we all need to stay together to help each other.
I 100% agree. I think that's a wonderful message and a great requirement to have for anyone who's going to ask from help for you from
Yes.
you. All right.
Yes.
So, by the way, I totally missed that you sold. So, congratulations. You probably do not have to work. Are you president now? Is that your title?
I'm still the CEO of here. I still come in here every day. I'm still addicted to this. Between this, Nuve, which is our thermostat coming out, Data Cube, and the Service Avengers group that I mentor people on, like, I still come here every single day. On Saturdays, I'm here. Like, I never have to work for another 150 million years, and I still do it just because of what Tom did and how he impacted my life. I feel that I have to give to people, and that's what I do now.
Oh my goodness. What do you think if you could go back in time, if you had a time machine, what would you say to yourself in 2019?
Dude, I would have said, "Hey, man, you need to stop drinking like way sooner than what I did." I think I was an alcoholic for way too long. I started drinking
Mm,
since I was 13, and to me it was normal because my dad let us drink, and it's just different the way we were raised. So, if I could go back, I would say, "Hey, Ishmael, you need to stop drinking like ASAP." If I could go down to 2017, 16, 15 when I started the business, I would say, "Hey, man, you're about to go on a fucking roller coaster of a ride that nobody's ever gonna prepare you for. I need you to be sober so you can focus." And if I would have done that, I think I would have, I think I would have been even. I think I would have been 500, maybe even $1 billion company by now. So, but things happen for a reason. I had to meet Tom. I had to meet Ara. I had to meet you, Jackie. So, I
mhm.
believe God. I believe God put all of us in line. So I don't question Him. I just keep going.
I love that. So, do you ever, I wonder if you experience it now because you do work a lot. Or you mentioned Data Cube, your thermostat company, you love doing this. Do you ever experience burnout?
I think I do. So I think around December is when, like every year, I reset for myself. So I have
Hmm.
there's one thing that I do. I grind for 11 and a half months out of the year, probably 11 and a half months out of the year. And just the last 2 months out of the year, which is, Christmas, New Year's, all the holiday season, you probably won't see me active on Facebook. My phone, I'll probably give it to somebody for a couple weeks just so I can go look for myself again, because I get lost a lot in this journey. And I
Hmm.
think I go hard for 11 months out of the year, 11 and a half months out of the year. And then I just take 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks sometimes, and just, I look for myself, and I make sure that I find myself so I could go again for the next 11 months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about what you tap into? Or, I mean, I love the no phone, the no social media, but is there anything else you crave to kind of do that reset?
Yeah, my girls, my daughters. I have four daughters: Andrea, Sofia, Victoria, and Camila. And I think that I spend a lot of time. I spend more time that I've been now that the transaction went through and everything. But I think the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks out of the year, I really, really like. I think I almost crave their energy, where I just need to like be around them, whether they're annoying me because they're fighting with each other, or they're fighting about a toy, they're crying, whatever it is. Like, I kind of sit back sometimes and I look, and I just like I feel blessed. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mm.
think it's resetting through them, because I owe them so much. I spend so much time in the trades and in the businesses that I'm growing and giving back to people, that the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks of the year, I make it a point to make sure that I invest all my energy, and that I have enough energy from them to be able to go again for another 11 months. You know what I'm saying? So it's the phone, the no social media, the no noise, and then just being around them, and sometimes just watching a movie, and looking around, and seeing how blessed we are. I think that's pretty dope, and that's what gets me through.
I love that. Yeah, so you're leaning on your family, you're leaning on your faith, you're leaning
Oh,
on
for
no
sure.
social, you're leaning on, withdrawing
No
and all of
noise.
that stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
I love that. As we're
Thank
talking
you.
about mental health, basically in the trades is what we're talking about, right? We're talking about you as a business owner who was bottling it up all inside, was raised not to ask for help. You finally
Yep.
got that help. It changed, it transformed your life.
Yep.
Is there anything else that you'd like to say about this topic that you think the majority of contractors really need to hear?
I think because the times are changing so much right now, the next generation of contractors is getting involved, right? Like the bottling up, the not asking questions, the keeping everything tight and not telling everybody. That was the old generation. They kind of kept their own little secrets. They didn't talk to each other. There was no social media, so there wasn't like, hey, can I ask you a question from somebody in fucking New Jersey or Florida, right? Like we need to adapt to those times and use social media as a platform of gluing the trades together. So like if there's one thing that I can tell like everybody is like there's it's super fucking hard to be a business owner, whether you're 2 million, 5 million, 50, 150, $200 million company. We all have the same problems. We all have the same struggles personally and in business. Okay. And that's huge because most people just focus on the business side. I have the same problems at home than everybody does. I have the same problems in my business than you guys do. There's nothing different at 150 or 500 million than there is at 2 million. We all have the
Hmm.
same problem and we all need to open up more about it, and being vulnerable is actually okay for this generation. Like being vulnerable and opening up to like what I'm telling you guys, nobody knew about like what me and Tom had to go through, what me and Ara, the conversation I had with them, like me, like almost, going insane from being an alcoholic. Like nobody knows that, and it's okay to tell people that. So when you guys come and ask for help, like it's okay to be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to open up. It's okay to not show that you know everything. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of like the idea behind Service Avengers was to make sure that we all talk to each other. Yeah, just because I post something doesn't mean I'm always right. Just because I'm at $100 million company, that doesn't mean I know what I'm doing. I just posted something because it came through my thought, and I want to talk about it with my peers, right? So if I could have one message is just open up more. Like don't there's not a right or wrong answer. This generation is more of like, hey guys, let's question everything that has been done for 30 years and let's innovate it instead of
Yeah.
just being okay the way our parents ran the business and the way the last generation ran the trades. Instead of being okay with that, let's question it, and maybe they were right, but some things they were doing we can do better, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with us being more innovative than them. And then the next generation is the same thing. Hey, they're going to come up with better ideas than we do. Let's open up to their ideas too.
I love that. And I just pulled something from what you just said. And I don't think I realized this about you before, but I love the be vulnerable message. But you strike me as a man who does not take himself too seriously and also is not afraid to be wrong. So you're not striving for perfection.
No, man, I'm striving for more. All I'm trying to do, Jackie, is put more thought into what we're doing. Like when I question things, when I post something, when I ask you guys something, it's not because I'm right. It's because I'm trying to create a debate between it. Because when there's debate and there's conflict and there's interaction, there's actually progress going on, right?
Hmm.
That's what I love about it. It's not about being right or wrong anymore. It's about, hey, let's try to figure things out and let's try to do a different way. Maybe it works out better, maybe it doesn't, but at least we tried. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Yeah.
there's no the one thing about me. This is what I tell everybody when they come and talk to me. I'm like, look, guys, I'm probably the dumbest one in the room, and I'm okay with that. And when you guys talk to me, I want you guys to talk to me like if I was a golden retriever, because I'm not smart at all. Okay, so when you talk to me, use single syllable words. Okay, because you're gonna confuse me, and I'm okay with that. I don't need to be smart. I don't need to be the toughest guy in the room. I just want to know that there's people in that room that are gonna make me better, and that's what I strive for.
You are definitely a golden retriever personality type. That is for sure. Very self-aware. But yeah, I mean, so sure, Tom came in 2019. He hunkered down with you for 30, 45 days, helped you turn your business around. But I'm sure even after that was done, even to the path of 100 million, even to the path of having a successful transaction, you probably still fucked up along the way,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes. And you know what the cool part about it is? and this is probably one of the biggest golden nuggets I'm going to tell you guys in here, is because I made even after I fixed the business, even after we became profitable, even after all that had happened, we turned the whole company around. Even after that, I still kept making decisions, right? Because decisions, the growth, innovation, all that happens when decisions are made. That's the only thing that happens. The day you stop making decisions is the day you stop growing. So when people come up to me and they say, "Hey, Ishmael, I have my $3 million business. I've been in business for 5 years and I can't get over $3 million." This is the simplest way I'm going to put it to you guys. The only reason why you're stuck at 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or whatever you're stuck at is because you stopped making decisions. I kept making decisions between 30 and 100. And yes, they were wrong. 100%. Half of those decisions were wrong. And I don't care because I knew, guess what? I knew that if I made that decision, I would know if it was right or wrong. The reason why people get stuck is because they're too afraid to be wrong. They always want to be right. They always want to be right. And being right is only so far in between that slows down the growth. Being wrong is okay because you move forward.
Wow. Sorry, I need a personal pause for that one. I'm like,
being
all
wrong
right.
is okay, man. Between 30 and 100 million, I was wrong 100 million times. And it was okay because I learned and I pivoted and I went the other direction. But at least I made the decision. You guys got to start making decisions. That's the number one problem contractors have. They're afraid to make decisions.
That, I think, was the biggest nugget you dropped on the end. I'm glad you saved it to the end. Very dramatic of you. So what are you working on now? Your last time we spoke, your goal was 100 million. You're going to hit it this year. You sold the business. What are you really excited about? What are you looking forward in the next couple of years?
So we're part of Wrench Group now. There's 16 companies inside of Wrench Group. There's Parker and Sons, Morris Jenkins. There's Cool. There's a bunch of really high level operators in there. On the next gen side, my goal is to beat them, right? Because there's no fucking way I'm taking number 2 on this. Like I've said it since day one. I joined Wrench. I'm like, you guys better buckle up because there's no way I'm gonna be number 2 in this. Okay. So right now there's 2 or 3 other companies that are a little bit bigger than me and more profitable and all that. And I told them it's just a matter of time before I catch up to you guys. So my next gen goal is to be number 1 at Wrench, right? That's my goal, and I'm gonna be it. So Jonathan, when you're hearing this, and Kevin and Paul and all you guys, I'm gonna kick your ass. On the personal side, is just, dude, I'm looking for happiness now, man. I'm not. There's my personal side. I got my beautiful wife, my beautiful kids. I got all that. My brothers, my sisters, they're healthy. Like on the personal side, all I'm looking for is happiness. So whatever the form of happiness looks like, that's what I'm looking for. It's not about having the best car anymore or being the best at it. It's just not like whatever the next form of phase of happiness is for me. That's what I'm going to look for.
I love that so much. And you do have some nice cars, so that's saying a lot.
I do.
If you want, we can swap. I can just give you mine. I'll take yours. It's fine. Yeah. All right. This is my new favorite question to end on, and I would love to hear your answer. If you had to choose a song to be the soundtrack of your life, what would it be?
Damn, that's a freaking good one. That is a good one, man. God, there's so many there's Spanish songs, there's English songs, there's just, I think what I relate to the most. I think who I relate to the most, and it could be a song or an artist. I think I relate to Drake a lot, just because he came out of nowhere and just blew up, and everybody was questioning everything he was doing. And he's only gonna do one song, and he's gonna go away, and eventually now he's like the biggest pop artist in the world. I kind of relate his journey to mine, because when I was coming out and I was doing 10, 20, 30 million, 40, and everybody was questioning, it's a house of cards. He's gonna be out of business in a couple years. He doesn't know what he's doing. All that to finally getting to 100, doing the transaction, doing all that, and just kind of staying quiet. Like I kind of relate his songs and his journey and his struggles to like what we've done. Like everything was a question to next gen. Everything was like, he doesn't know what he's doing at the beginning, and he's growing too fast, and everything was a facade to people until the transaction went through. We're doing $105 million now, and I'm happier than I've ever been. So now I think we're at the same level where Drake is just chilling. He's a fucking multi-billionaire, and I'm just in the background, just like smiling at people, like, hey man, if you guys need help, I'm here to help you, man. I'm not saying I'm better than you, but I'm willing to help.
Great answer. Ishmael Valdez, I am so happy that you came back on. Congrats on the transaction, and I cannot wait to re-engage with you in a few years and find out that you are the number one contractor in the wrench group.
Oh, you best, Jackie. Come on, you know
I know
that's gonna happen.
I know it's gonna happen.